Hey guys, welcome back to some more reviews. And originally today was supposed to be a review on the film Hush. And what happened was the video got deleted. Been trying to use this editor program, and it's been really difficult to use. It's not your YouTube editor; it's a different editor. And the video got deleted, so I decided that I reviewed the film 2 times, and 2 times it got deleted. So I'm gonna do this review. I'm gonna make like 3 copies of it, just in case one of them gets deleted. Tired of my reviews getting deleted. I just did like 2 reviews yesterday, and they both got deleted. But I'm gonna try and get this video up on YouTube. I'm not gonna be editing it that much, but before I get to the review, which will be on this film, See No Evil, which I'll get to in a second, I wanted to make a few announcements. First of all, for people that didn't know why I was gone for 2 weeks, it was because, and I'm going to try and make this short and simple, because last time I did this video I put a lot of detail into it, but I left for 2 weeks because I was not burned out on doing reviews, but I was getting to the point where I was almost burned out. And one of the big reasons of why I left YouTube last time was because I got burned out on doing reviews, and I didn't want that to happen this time. So I didn't want to, get burned down doing reviews. So I took a few weeks off, did some broadcasts, did some gameplays, and it was really fun. But I'm back doing reviews, and yeah, so that's why I was gone for 2 weeks. Just wanted to take a little bit of a break from doing reviews, so I didn't get totally burned out on doing them. Second of all, I am on the Horror Amino, I believe it's the Horror Amino app. It's an app where basically imagine Facebook but with a bunch of horror stuff. Or it just filters out a bunch of horror. Basically, it's like an app you can get for horror fans. And I'm on there. Just look me up, Nate Murphy. My Facebook picture should be on there. But I'm part of the Horror Amino app, so if you guys want to follow me on there, I talk about future plans and what's going to happen that day. And a lot of stuff's going to be announced on that. So I'm on the Horror Amino app. If you guys want to go follow me on there, just Nate Murphy. And also, I'm on social media, just in case you guys didn't know. If you guys go to my channel, on my channel art, in the lower right corner, you should see I have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and Google+, as well as the Horror Amino app. So you guys can follow me on social media. I have social media. You guys can follow me on there for updates, stuff like that. Facebook's more of, social stuff. Twitter, basically you guys know what it is. Twitter, I'm tweeting stuff, and Instagram is pictures. So, just want to let you guys know I'm on social media, and the links are in the channel art. If you guys go back to my channel, they should be there. They are there, actually. They are there. And, see, now I wanted to talk about that. I also want to discuss about what I talked about of why I was gone. Also, these are some films I plan to review, not necessarily this week, but over probably the course of, the next month, and, well, over the course of this month and next month. Try to get all these movies over here. But these are films that I plan to review over this month and over next month. Plan on reviewing the Fog films. Of course, the Fog, the classic Fog from 1980, I believe. No, 1979. Classic. Then I have to discuss about the remake, which is total crap, which honestly was so boring I didn't watch it. I would just stop watching it because that's how boring it was. The Fog remake, which so far sucked. I'll be discussing Mimic. Not really sure I'm going to get to the sequels, but I've heard a lot of bad things about the sequels. But talking about Mimic. Talking about One Missed Call. From what I've heard, probably one of the best American adaptations of a Japanese horror film. So yeah, One Missed Call. Talking about the Prom Night franchise. I gotta get Prom Night 2 again because I lost the film. But when I get Prom Night 2, I'm gonna be doing these reviews. Here's the first Prom Night. I got Prom Night 3 and 4 in this 2-pack, and the Prom Night remake, which sucks. Prom Night 1 is a classic in my opinion. It's kind of underrated now. Not a lot of people talk about it. Prom Night 2 is actually a very well-made sequel in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. Definitely, in my opinion, a great sequel. Prom Night 3, Last Kiss, was... I honestly don't have a solid thought on that film. I don't honestly have a solid opinion on that film. For me, it's one of those films that's literally split down the middle, because I enjoyed some of the ideas. I enjoyed the gore effects, practical gore effects, even though there's not a lot of gore in it. But I enjoyed the practical effects that they did bring. Didn't mind the atmosphere. Didn't mind the way that it was shot. But I have to watch it again. I haven't seen it in a while. The last time I seen it, it was kind of eh. It was okay, I guess. Prom Night 4 sucked. Just saying that Prom Night 4 freaking sucked. I will also be talking about the Puppet Master franchise. This is the pack that comes with 1 through 9. And this is actually going to be a cool franchise to review, because this was actually my first uploaded franchise I did when I first started YouTube. The Puppet Master franchise. Yep, the first franchise I got to upload was the Puppet Master films. I did do a review for The Thing before that, but I couldn't upload it because it was over, like, I think it was like 30 minutes, so I couldn't upload it. I had to wait till I got, over a certain number of subscribers to upload it. Also talking about Red Eye. Really enjoyed it. Definitely a well-made Wes Craven film. I'm talking about, yes, I enjoy this film, Van Helsing, which other people are like, what? What the freak, man? This movie freaking sucked. No, I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with the movie, so I'm doing a review on this film as well. And I was talking about a film I kind of grew up with, 13 Ghosts, the remake, which, yes, I enjoy once again. I know that people don't like it because compared to the original, but I haven't seen the original one. But I grew up with that remake, I grew up with that film. I've seen it a lot as a kid, and I really enjoy it. Of course, they were talking about See No Evil, which, of course, stars Kane from WWE. This was, I believe, before Kane got the mask back on. And See No Evil is a film I think is actually a pretty decent slasher film. Not really anything special. And it's not one of the worst WWE films I've ever seen. I've seen Leprechaun Origins, which I hated more. Leprechaun Origins is freaking boring. For those wondering, I thought the first Marine was decent. I know I'm gonna get freaking hate for saying that, but the first Marine was decent. I didn't see the sequels. 12 Rounds was decent from what I remember, but I haven't seen them in a while. I really want to see 12 Rounds 3 with Dean Ambrose. Let's see. I've seen a couple other films. I believe WWE Studios made Oculus, which is weird because I don't remember a superstar being in that film, but WWE Studios produced that, so whatever. But See No Evil, probably, I'd say one of my favorite WWE films. And this is the films we're talking about here. I mean, WWE is great for wrestling, but as far as films go, like I heard the Marine 4 sucked, the Marine 3 sucked, the Marine 2 sucked, which I heard they all sucked. Even the original movie gets a lot of crap, gets a lot of hate. I don't hate the original Marine. I can watch it as a decent time waster sort of action film. But WWE doesn't make the best films, but this is probably one of my favorites that they do make. It's just a very straightforward, gory slasher film. It's a 5.1 on IMDb, a little too low. I don't think it deserves a 5.1. I think it actually deserves a little bit higher than that as far as ratings go. But it gets a 5.1. I really do think it deserves a little bit higher than that. But, I still thought it was a decent time waster sort of slasher film. I mean, it's very straightforward, not really special. But I did hear the sequel. I've heard mixed opinion about the sequel, which I don't really get how they made a sequel. The point of them making this ending was to avoid a sequel. And when I reviewed this film in the past, I reviewed it before the second film came out, and I don't understand why it gets a freaking sequel. It doesn't need a sequel, and the point of them doing that ending the way they did was for there not to be a sequel, but yet they went off and made a sequel, which granted has Danielle Harris in it from Hatchet and from Halloween 4 and 5, also Rob Zombie's Halloween. So it had Danielle Harris in it, which is a cool theme. But you know, I've heard mixed opinions. I've heard some people say they hated it. I've heard some people say they liked it. So you know, I haven't seen it yet, but when I do see that movie, I will review it, the sequel to this. Um, but the story is basic. I mean, you got this at the beginning of the film. You got these two police officers going to this house. They get a call in about people hearing screams coming from this house. They go in there and there's like religious stuff everywhere. And this girl, you find that this girl inside the house got her eyes gouged out, and the killer is Jacob Goodnight by Kane, which Kane did a good job in this film. I always thought that Kane played a good killer in this film, and in the past I mentioned that he should play Jason Voorhees because he does fit Jason Voorhees. I mean, A, he's bald, B, he's tall. I mean, he would be a good Jason Voorhees, and he did a good job in this film as Jacob Goodnight, and they gave this character something memorable because he gouges people's eyes out whenever he kills them. Very gruesome. Practical effects, very little CGI. There's a few shots of CGI that's pretty, bad, but not really a lot of it. Most of it's just, there's a shot of them looking at this hotel, this abandoned hotel, and they even mentioned it in the special features where the bottom part was practical, the rest of it was CGI, and you can definitely tell it was CGI. Some of the blood is CGI. Some people get their eyes gouged out, and there's some CGI blood squirting out, which, but yet it wasn't a lot of it. Still a little bit of it, but, not a lot of it. I enjoyed the way this film is shot. It has a good look to it. I believe what they said was they had, during the scenes that the film is shot very well, they speed up the camera, and then they slow it down and they speed it back up again, and it just forms this weird sort of cinematography which works for the film. And Jacob Goodnight gets shot in the head. You think he's dead, but he's not dead. Ends up getting this metal plate in his head, and he chops one of the cop's arms off, kills the other cop, and basically gets away. And that cop is like 4 years later. The cop is now a guard at this prison, and there's these people and these kids who act up, and some sell drugs, some of them are thieves, and they all go to this hotel, do sort of this community service, clean up this hotel. And while they're there, Jacob Goodnight is there, and he's basically going through and killing these people off one by one. So it's a very simple plot. Very basic, I give him that. It's not stupid, it's not dumb. It's a very straightforward, hey, they go to this hotel, they get wiped up one by one, and that's pretty much the plot. And the kills are pretty vicious. I mean, there's one guy, there's one girl, she's in this elevator, and Jim Bennett just picks her up and slams her in the freaking elevator roof, and there's like brains in the roof. One guy gets, he gets cut off screen. This girl, really gruesome death because she's basically hanging out this window. Jim Goodnight pushes her, lets the rope go because she's on the rope. And lets the rope go, and she falls, and she cuts her arm open. And these, wild dogs come out and start eating her alive. And it's very gruesome, practical. And a lot of people getting their eyes gouged out. Mostly practical, a little bit of CGI, but mostly practical. He thought that, Jacob Goodnight's mom was abusive and sort of gave him a really twisted religious, basically telling him that, to punish the sinners and to take out their eyes, stuff like that. Basically, his mom was forcing him to watch her do this, and then, he grew up started doing it, gouging people's eyes out and stuff like that. And, by the end of the film, we found that this girl who owns the hotel was actually Jacob Goodnight's mom. And Jacob Goodnight ends up killing her at the end of the film. 2 teens or 3 people survive. Yeah, 2 or 3 people survive, and at the end of the film, this one guy, I think his name was Jason, I believe. His name Jason. Can't remember if it was Jason. I don't think it is Jason, but try to see who it is. But basically, he's sort of the jerk of the film. And I'm not really sure why his character lived. I mean, he was a freaking jerk to everybody. So I'm not really sure why he lived, but he ended up living. He's pretty much a jerk to every single character in this film. He comes with like this pipe, hits Jacob Grant in the head, breaks his leg, takes an axe and just right here, like right in this, like I believe like somewhere in his back or something like that. Or I believe he just, I can't remember if he hit him in the back of the head with the pipe. I think he hit. Okay, so he hits him in the leg with the pipe, takes the axe and hits him with it. Then he takes the freaking pipe and just hits him in the back of the head, Jacob Grant in the back of the head. And there's like maggots, stuff like that behind this plate. It's all infected. Then they, hit him out a window, and then he's hanging on this ledge, and they freaking stick a pipe in his freaking head. He falls like 30 or 40 feet, and goes to this freaking glass ceiling, falls down, the pipe goes through his head, he breaks everything in his body. So I don't get how he's alive, how they're gonna pass off the sequel of how he survived, because freaking Jacob Grant is dead. After that, he fell from a freaking, top of this freaking hotel all the way down and fell with his glass, roof and landed on the freaking pipe that goes through his freaking forehead. So, and the director even said why they made the ending was so they didn't make a sequel, but yet part 2 was made, so I don't get that. But See No Evil, definitely a decent slasher film. I like the way that it's shot, decent makeup effects, good ideas, like him having a meat hook and about the movie, but him having a meat hook and throwing it and dragging people around with the meat hook and got people's eyes out. Kane did a good job in this film. Excuse me. And it was a decent slasher film. So guys, thanks for watching my review for See No Evil. I'll be doing a review for Hush maybe later or tomorrow or something like that. But yeah, See No Evil, decent film. So thanks guys. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you guys on the next review. Bye guys.